real important, you know, look at the way I have it, but I usually have shortened it because I don't like to type forever. And so you want to see the wording there versus the wording there. Okay, so this is the problem as I have it up there. We know how many moles we have. In fact, that was from our previous one, problem 2-4, we worked together. They gave us so many grams, and we whipped it into moles, and that was our answer. Okay, now they want to take us on to atoms here. Erin, do you expect a big answer or a little answer? Small? Okay. If you've got 2.451 moles of iron, we had about 130, 140, if I remember correct, grams of the stuff. I mean, we got a hunk of the stuff. So do you expect a whole bunch of atoms or just a very small amount? A lot. If you got enough to see, you got a load of them. Okay, now, if you're doing the automatic pilot routine, you have that somewhere written down. Okay, you may, on test day, grab that scrap paper I give you, write that immediately. Or when you're working at home, jot it down, use it as a guideline. But you can also reason it through. You can say, aha, I know, every time I have 1 mole, I've got 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. Okay, well, I've got more than that. I have about 2.5 times that amount, which says go multiply. But if you come over here, you're on automatic pilot, you're here, you're trying to get here, follow the arrow across the top, because the arrows across the top were moving from left to right. The arrows on the bottom were going right back to left. So, I set this up, 2.451 moles. You can always put that over 1 if you wish. Okay, now we need to multiply it by Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, units. This is brand new. I haven't mentioned this before. Remember, the generic thing is particles per mole, just like there's 12 particles per dozen. Well, if you're talking eggs, then you say 12 eggs per dozen, and you put in eggs instead of particles. If you're talking oranges, you put oranges per dozen. Okay, if we're talking an element, then we are talking atoms per mole. Now, you can make that just atoms per mole, you know, atom/mole, but I want to emphasize this is how many atoms in 1 mole, so we're doing a unit analysis. Your moles and your moles cancel. And so that gives you atoms, and that's your safety net. You've done the right operation. And so you would multiply that out. Now there's the issue of sig figs. The next digit over there is a 2. I usually just say memorize 6.02. But if you need 4 sig figs, you could always give yourself that 2. But I would just go by the rough rule I gave in Chapter 1. Let this number, whatever makes it unique in the problem, let that dictate sigs. Don't let your conversion factors dictate sigs. So whether you want to use this extra 2 or not, that's up to you. But let's multiply that out and let's keep 4 sigs. Nina, what'd you get?
1.475 times 10 to the 24th.
Sounds good. And as Erin said, it's going to be a really big number. And yeah, that's a huge number. And let's think, is it reasonable? If I just multiplied 2 times this, I would be getting 12 times 10 to the 23rd, but bad form. So when I had the 12, I'd move it 1 place over, and then that'd go up by 1. So yeah, that sounds like a good figure. Do 2 things, or 3 things really. Think sig figs, think units, and then ask yourself, is this a reasonable answer? Okay? If I ask you, and I think I did one day, how tall am I in meters? Okay, if somebody said 10 meters for my height, I mean, you know that's wrong. When you think about, I don't see my meter stick right. Oh, here it is. Remember, a meter's about a yard? So if somebody's estimating I'm 10 meters tall, you know they're going to be smoking funny little cigarettes or something. Okay, so that's got to be not realistic.
listed.
Okay, so we want to be sure our answers are always realistic. So are we okay on this one? Yeah, Bruce?
Okay, the top part is 6.022.
Okay,
Okay, it should be just one, right? Okay.
okay.
I
6.02
think
is
I
the one we memorized, and I think in the book, the next digit over is 6.022.
yeah, that-
Okay, it depends which you use, and I really don't care which you use. If you want to use 6.02, fine. Now, let's see, who told us that? Nina, which one did you use?
6.02.
Just 6.02, and you use 6.02 too?
No, but I make sure, I don't know if I got the right range to it.
Oh, because you didn't use the EE button. You used a
Oh, I used the
caret.
caret button.
You used a caret button.
Okay.
So you were taking 6.02 something to the 23rd power, which is,
Oh, yeah, okay.
okay,
Sorry.
yeah,